հայ երիտասարդ ֆիլմբեմադրիչ Սարո Վարժապետյանի կարճ շարժանկարը նկարահանված Հայաստանում շարունակում է ցուցադրվել տարբեր սրահներում։ Այն նաև ցուցադրվել է անցյալ տարի Ոսկե ծիրան փառատոնում։ Այժմ սիրով ուզում եմ ձեզ ներկայացնել Սարո Վարժապետյանի հետ արված հարցազրույցը եւ նաև հատվածներ շարժանկարից։
Hello and welcome. One of the most interesting things for me at the Golden Apricot is discovering all the young filmmakers that are making their art and sharing them. And one of those young filmmakers is Saro Varjabedian. He's here from New York. Welcome, Saro. You brought your own film, After Water, There Was Sand. What is the story about?
The story is about Tamar. She's an 80-year-old woman who loses her husband of 60 years. And it was always her husband's dream and wish that he gets to bring his family home, his his wife and his daughters, to a village in Armenia, the village his ancestry is from, and take a picture of his family very close to Mount Ararat, in front of Mount Ararat. And so he passes away, never able to do that, and Tamar decides to fulfill that wish, and she grabs her two daughters, who are now grown up and have families of their own, kind of drags them to Armenia, and as a family they have to work together to get this picture.
Let's quickly take a look at the clip before we discuss the film. Here's Sarah's film.
Okay, then why did we come here?
Your father would save enough money all year long just so he could take us on vacation. He really looked forward to that. And then he'd line us all up in front of these monuments and take these pictures. And then he'd say, next year, be Ararat.
So why didn't we go?
You think it's that easy? First we had to pay off mortgage, then you needed braces, and then she needed a car, and you had to go to college, and before you knew it, you had your own families. And that's why we never got there.
You have to let him go.
That's a clip from After Water, There Was Sand. Saro, how difficult was it to make a movie in Hayastan?
There were definitely a lot of challenges. I don't have family here or anyone to really rely on or to kind of get things going. So I kind of came in here new, and it was with me and just my producer, who is Lebanese. So we had to kind of get on the ground and make connections and figure things out. But some of the biggest challenges was equipment. We had to fly in some equipment from Lebanon. We had to make a bunch of our own equipment. Actually, we made like sandbags and silks and things for bounce boards. And we had, at the time, we had gotten 4 C-stands, which was like the most we could get. So equipment was one of the big hurdles.
Were the actors local, or did you bring the actors in as well?
The actors I flew in, I had found them in New York. This way I could start working with them. But also for the story, it was important that they're diasporan Armenians. So I wanted their English to be good, and actually their Armenian not so good, kind of like me. And so I had found them there, and I was lucky enough to find the taxi cab driver, Hipsime. Her name is Gaine Kocharyan, and she was actually an actress here in Armenia who moved to New York 10 years ago, and she still speaks perfect Armenian. So I found her, and I brought the 4 women here.
The title, After Water, There Was Sand. You said earlier that it's based on an Armenian saying. Explain it.
I'll try to say it in Armenian. The saying goes, Jura ganats, avaza manats, Marta merat, hishohutuna manats. So that was a saying we had found, and it really fit the point of the story. It's a story about the memory of a lost one and dealing with that.
Okay, so what do you do now with the film? 20 minutes, played here at a Golden Apricot. Will you take it to other film festivals? Will it be distributed somehow?
Absolutely. I don't know. I haven't thought about it in terms of distribution, because shorts, not too many distribution lines for shorts. It was really just kind of a calling card. And it's already played in quite a few festivals, but of course I'm really honored that it played here. I really wanted to play here, so it was a great honor for me. But it played also at Pomegranate and ARPA and Boston International, so it's played in a few, and I hope it'll continue to play in a few more.
You're a cinematographer by profession. That's what you do in New York. You shoot films for other people. You're also directing and producing now. Directing and filmmaking.
Writing and filmmaker. I'm a filmmaker.
What are you working on now? What are your next projects for your personal film project?
Personal film projects. So here in Armenia, I want to shoot a 30-second commercial to promote tourism. That's what I'm going to do with the rest of my time here. I'm also currently working on another project here. Maybe we could talk about that afterwards. I've written a feature script that's being developed in France, and it's going pretty well. Looks like I'll be doing it, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Is that an Armenian-themed story also?
No, this is a script developed in France for a French audience. It's kind of commercial. It's a romantic comedy. The title's Game Over. I have two very close friends of mine who are French, and so who are my producers, so that's how the project developed.
So I'm sure you speak French fluently for you to be able to direct a film in French?
No, but I'll have to learn. I got about 3 months to do so.
All right, now you've got something really interesting going in Gyumri. Talk about this project, this other project you're working on.
Yeah, it's kind of really interesting how it's been coming together. So I'm here in Armenia I got a Luis Scholarship. I just graduated Columbia. And so as part of the Luis Scholarship, you have to return to Armenia, spend a month in Armenia, and do community service and educational workshops to kind of give back to the country. So a team of us Luis Scholars, they sent us to Gyumri. It's about, we were a group of 15 people, and we had 10 days to do something to help Gyumri. So what we've done is created an art festival, an art and science festival, and we've gathered the best talent in Gyumri, the greatest artists, and we're doing something very, kind of innovative and interactive and interesting. We've made the festival itself interactive by selecting 5 different galleries hidden throughout the city, and participants will come at a starting point where we'll give them a map and a clue. And then they got to take each clue, find the museum. As they're doing that, they're seeing the city, seeing monuments too along the way. Those are going to be their markers. And once they get to the museum, they get the next clue. And so it becomes an interactive puzzle to experience the whole festival.
So the scientist's role in this whole project is what? Setting up the map and this?
It's called, there's a living arts program that we're trying to develop in Gyumri. And so what it is it's arts meets sciences. And so there are artworks and science projects that have been developed in Gyumri, shown side by side, with the hope and idea that we can get the artists and scientists community to work together to develop something called living art, where the art is interactive itself. So let's say an audience comes and sees to a monitor. That monitor could sense the number of participants, and based on the number of participants, the art changes. And the idea is to get the artists and programmers in Gyumri together, develop this product so they could sell outside and bring business in.
Sounds extremely futuristic, but it's exciting. I would love to see it. And good luck with your French comedy, the romantic comedy. Hopefully we'll see it next year at Golden Apricot.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.